Welcome, Mike. Let's see who else is going to show up. Should probably check. Here. Just a reminder, there is a poll for this talk that I would appreciate if people filled out. And it asks you, when did you come to the Meteor community, or did you join the Meteor community? Okay, just a few more moments. Okay, looks like people are joining in now. So welcome, welcome everybody. It's going to be a quick and sweet talk. Also, I think I will be soliciting a lot of feedback from you guys. It's not like I know where everything is, especially with some of the less known stuff. Anyhow, please fill out there's a poll that I'm asking, when did you come to the Meteor community? And that is just primarily to determine how long have you been around, and if I'm talking to newbies or just old veterans that are going to demolish me for if I make anything, if I say anything wrong. All right. More answers coming in. Nice. Okay, so this talk is titled Where is What in the Meteor Community? And as the title suggests, it will be about where everything is. So first of all, my name is Dvorak. I'm known as Storyteller on the forums and on GitHub. On GitHub, I have Storyteller CZ, just because Storyteller was already taken by somebody else. And I have been with the Meteor community since 2014 when I started working on my master's, and I decided that Meteor was the platform or framework of choice that I wanted to do it on. So I will be going over here where are the official pages and resources that you can reach with Meteor, then what are the community or specifically Meteor community packages locations to know about, and then I'll quickly cover some of the other resources that are more or less known. All of the links are included in the description of this talk, so feel free to follow along. Let's start with the official resources. There has been an increase of them. So obviously there's the main Meteor.com site, the blog, dogs, guide, tutorials, and I think it will be better if we just went over them. So yes, so here we go. This is the main Meteor site with all of the information and also links to everything else interesting. Most importantly is here the option to log in into your Meteor account, where you have all of your organizations, links to Galaxy, and it will be expanding in the future with more features. You will need your Meteor developers account if you want to publish a package. if you want to work with Galaxy, and there's a couple of smaller things that you can do with them. Next is the Meteor blog, which is hosted on Medium. This is where all the announcements are put in. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. The documentation is one of the main resources that you will use no matter your skill level, unless you're super awesome with remembering all the APIs and everything. And kind of related to that is the Meteor guide, which covers some of the best practices and other information like recommended community packages to handle some of the issues. Also find that it's linked together. So if you search for, say, accounts, you will see you have here from the API, from guide, and if it's query related to hosting, let's see if I do. As you can see, we will see here the Galaxy documentation as well. It's a bit hidden. So we have to go, it's galaxy-guide.meteor.com. So if you're also on Galaxy, I would definitely recommend looking it over, because the Galaxy guide has some very interesting things in regards to deploying, setting everything up, and managing your application on Galaxy. Now, probably one of the biggest places for the Meteor community are the Meteor forums. You will need, this is where you also need your Meteor account to sign up. And I would recommend to, in general, monitor it at least once a week, take a look what's going on here, because this is where most of the announcements are made. And usually if an announcement is made somewhere else, there's at least going to be a link here, so that to make sure that people know about it. Now, relatively new to all of this is the Meteor podcast, or right now it's the Meteor monthly wrap up. So that's a nice thing to check out once a month to get, especially if you don't have time to check out all the other resources weekly or daily like I do. The Meteor monthly wrap up is going to be packaging all of the information that's happening on those sites when it comes to official announcements in one nice, neat little package. And speaking of packages, we must not forget Atmosphere, atmosphere.js.com. This is the listing of all the packages that you have available under Meteor. Also, just don't forget you also have npm. So if you have a wrapper package, I would also recommend to check on npm if you can just use directly the npm package. But at the same time, if the wrapper package has something extra, that's something to consider in your choices. So slowly coming to the end of this session, or this part, we have our official group on GitHub. So github.com/Meteor. This is all where all the Meteor related stuff is. So here we have the main Meteor repository. That's where all the fun is happening. But it might be sometimes good to look on what's happening, the other repositories. So we can contribute to guide, to documentation, create React tutorial. We have Blaze and so on, roadmaps, and I don't not seeing it right now on the top here, but one thing to note over there is if you have like a feature request or anything like that, that does not belong in issues on the main Meteor repository. That is something we have here, a repository called Meteor feature requests. And over here in the issues, here we have all the feature requests and tracking their progress. Now, finally, social media for Meteor. Again, you can check out the links. Everything will be there. There is an official Meteor page, and of course, a Twitter account. So that's for the official sources. Let me know if I have missed anything or forgotten everything. These are good places to start to check out on and monitor for anything that's happening, at least on the official side. Now, for Meteor community packages, which is partially behind this conference as well, there are kind of three sites that to check out. We have our official Slack. You will find the link with invite if you're not part of it in the descriptions again. We have our GitHub and our website, which is currently inactive. It's mainly I tried to build it, let's say, with a static file or static page generator, one of those that were super hype. And let's just say I was extremely dismayed how stupid it was, and I kind of found it difficult and managed to get anywhere. So it just has only some old information and needs an update. And that will probably come once the free Meteor tier on Galaxy is ready, so I'll be posting it there. This is the Meteor community packages GitHub. And here we have all the packages that we are taking care of. There are two special cases. One is organization. That's where we have some specific discussions in regards to organizations to have a more structured way than we can get on Slack. And at the same time, we don't want to pollute forums. It's also, as you will see in the issues here, this is also where requests for including new packages are made. And second one we have here is a template package. That's a ongoing project to say create a better skeleton for Meteor packages. And once we have kind of that more or less figured out, we'll port some of that to the official skeleton. But this is also to include some Meteor community packages specific tooling that we'll be using for all the packages. Now, finally, there's a lot of other additional resources or places to at least know about. There's, of course, the StackOverflow, where you can have questions answered. I personally don't use it as much because usually I'm on the forums, but there are senior Meteor developers there as well, so they'll be happy to answer questions. There is a small minds.com community that I have created that you can join if you are on that social network. There's a Spectrum chat group if you are there. Most of the times it's not as active as it could be, but if you are using that site, that's one place to also add to your list. There is also Meteor Discord. It's completely unofficial, but if you're interested and want to try it out, again, links in the description. You will also find some content on YouTube, usually tutorials on different parts. I don't have any specific link because it's usually individual contributors that do those. And finally, we have Dev.to, which is a blogging platform for developers. I am there, and a few others developers are there as well. There is a link to the general Meteor.js stack, and if I remember correctly, yes, to mine, Harry Adel's and Filipe Névola's blog post or blogs. And finally, there's also some personal blogs like Zodern's, which I have linked, that have information or that post regularly about Meteor, but usually you have to find those yourself. If anybody here has blocks that they would like to, or links that they would like me to add to this list, please do post it in the chat. I'll be more than happy to do that. And that's pretty much it. It's now is time to ask if you have any questions or suggestion or places that I missed. This was a overview of places where Meteor community gathers and where things happen. So, no questions, no suggestions. Nobody wants to have a shameless promotion plug here. Even feel free to raise your hand on the Zoom app, and in that case, I can give you time to speak if you want to. No? Awesome. Looks like that will be it then. Last call for. Okay, Jan, that's a very good suggestion. Right now, it's Oktoberfest, so if you submit pull request to Meteor or to any Meteor community packages, they're all set up to accept Oktoberfest requests, and if once, and we'll do our best to merge your pull request before the end of the month. So please do, and in the future also look out for what we'll be doing in Oktoberfest this year. Not as much, but we hope that next year we can do a lot more. So, going once, going twice, and going for the final round. Okay, very well on time. Thank you for your attention. This was Where is What in Meteor community, a quick showcase of what are all the resources available to you and where people gather and what you can find where. All the links are in the description of the talks for everything I have shown. And feel free to comment in the chat or make any other shameless promotions for yourself there as well. The only last thing at this very end that I want to mention and showcase, let me just quickly jump here, is the sponsor page on our conference, where we have listed all of the people that have sponsoring set up in some way or another, and for packages and groups under Meteor. So we would be super happy if you would consider sponsoring these amazing developers so that we may have more awesome stuff in the Meteor community. Thank you very much, and I will see you at later talks.